Hello, it's Dr. Shadow MD. And where we left off was that they talked to an ancient sphinx named Catherine, who told them that their expedition, actually, it's just them being the chosen ones of an ancient prophecy to stop the second coming of basically the Antichrist demon lord thing. I call them gods, but the more I think about it, they're not really gods. It's like it's an angel and like a high level demon lord. Basically a god, like, but demigod probably maybe. Anywho, told that they're not ready, so naturally they want to head out and face the master now. So they take off to Arcadia Falls. It is burnt to a crisp. It stopped. The fire stopped, but everything's burnt, dead. There's nothing left. They ran into zombies. This place is filled with zombies. There's also a storm over the castle, like the one they saw in the island of Nor. So they get past the zombies, get inside the throne room, and instead of the king sitting on the throne, it is the master, or Estrum. It's Estrum, who revealed himself as the master. And how I spelled Estrum on my page, it's in oh god, I can't remember what it's called. Like it's like rearrange letters and it spells out master. So he summons a couple of small zombies plus a big zombie and keep out on them while he's like teleporting all over the place, trying to do some damage. But I underestimated my group's combat capabilities. They almost prematurely killed Kibao, almost killed the master right away. Um, so now I have to revamp everything. Like I have to make sure this final boss fight that I'm doing for them uh, is a final boss fight. I don't want this ending within 5 minutes, and that'd be really disappointing for this like accommodating all to that to happen. Um, but yeah, before they are able to win, it's one of those like cutscenes in video games where it's like you have to win, but it show in the cutscene it shows you losing type of thing. It's sort of like that. Uh, he lifts his hand up to snap his fingers. They notice it's like sewn on his body or stitched on, so it's not his hand, and it looks like it's all covered in like tattoos and looks a little like I don't know. It's kind of like shriveled. It's like it's old. So he snaps his fingers, and a big portal opens up, sucks everyone inside, except for, of course, him. Um, they get dumped out in the middle of a forest, where they agree to sounds of fighting. So they go and look, and a werewolf is being attacked by a couple of spiders. So in this part, I made two factions: Spider Queen or underlings, and a pack of werewolves in this forest. Okay, so where was I? Oh, um, so they had to pick a side, and the person playing Milo wasn't here that session, so he gets kidnapped by spiders. Um, they first get taken to the wolf den, and they tell him to kill if they don't want problems and if they want safe passage to the forest. That kill the Spider Queen and they'll leave them alone. So they go and see the Spider Queen. See Milo like in webbing behind her. Um, noisy. Um, she tells him the exact same thing the wolf tells him: kill the wolves and no problems. Before I had it so she would betray the group, but they decided the plan of bringing her with them to the wolf den as more backup power, so she goes along with it. And when they get back to the den, they kill the wolves with such efficiency that she rethinks her plans of betrayal and just leaves them alone because she knows it's basically self-preservation at that point, and she doesn't want to fuck with them. And she gets rid of the wolves anyway, so if this leave is be fine. So they choose Spider Queen over werewolves because the werewolves wasn't gonna help in the boss fight, but the queen was willing. So they choose the queen. I think it was sort of Rogar's fault because Rogar's like, if you can't help yourself, he's not gonna help you. So as soon as the Spider Queen says that, yeah, that sounds like a good plan, let's do that. He was on board with helping her. So that fight didn't take too long. Um, that next part is they get through there. I gave him an option of going through a cave to the Dwarven Forge, or sailing the ocean towards the Radiant Isles, and they remembered that they need to get the book of sealing, or the book that has the sealing spell for the demigod god person. So they decide to sail over to the Radiant Isles, where their first stop is the only town, like in that island chain, which is called World's End, and it's primarily a pirate town. They had shops there. It's great. Um, so I don't know how much time I have left because I got interrupted. They go to the World's End. To be honest, I don't remember much about here. Like, this place was, well, like I can't remember memorable stuff happened here. Um, they went to so they went to a drug den, which is ran by, it's Depp's den, ran by Captain Depp Eagle. Um, Lily sold her drugs that she got off of the vampires way back. They went to a bar called Dr. Inks. Potter tried to get alcohol, but was booted from the premises because he was underage. Actually, I don't remember why, but I think she was unconscious for some reason, and his pockets were picked. But he wakes up in the whorehouse. The sirens call, but they didn't touch him because he's 16, and you're like, oh, he's so cute, with a little brother type of cuteness, and he's like, I want to get out of here now. Why did I make my character so young? um, oh, they ran into Petey, the parrot from the beginning of the story. Is hanging out in X's shop. X is just a cloaked figure, like a mysterious cloaked figure. Uh, he's just hanging out. Stuff I have for sale is normal stuff. A Davy Jones' spear, which is it looked like a normal spear until, instead of a point, it was an anchor, and it had it so if it hits someone, it anchors them to that location. You can't move unless they like bust out of it with a strength check. or unless it's removed from them. Heart of the Sea is a necklace. Lets you talk to sea creatures and breathe underneath water. And then Captain June's hat, which gives you a boost in charisma, but you have to speak like a pirate. You have to speak. Actually, I think I wrote in there at the end of like it was a joke, but I liked it so much I took the card back, wrote in there, and I wrote have to say "arg" at the end of every sentence instead of speak like a pirate. Um, they get information about there's a temple on this island. Um, they took off to look at the temple. Gets a voiceless gets a voiceless a faceless voice telling them that they're not ready and they have to go through the 3 trials. There's 3 islands on this in this chain. The island the oh my god, my chest. So the island of death, the island of life, and the island of twilight, all having challenges that they had to complete on them before entering this one temple. Um, I think they went to the Temple of Death first. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna be saying this out of order. At the Temple of Death, they had to fight a lich disguised as Tikal and a like undead wolf thing. It was basically they had to fight their failures, like the failures of the group, which means the loss of their group members. So they had to fight them. After beating them, they get an orb, like a black orb. They went to, I think, the Island of Life next. No, they went to Twilight first. It was Twilight, Life, and then Death. So, Twilight was they had to fight two angels, which took them like that. I half helped the one their barbarian in one hit. That was nice. It felt nice. They get the white orb. Oh no, not white. Or it's like the swirly one. It's like not quite. It's like a silvery one, I think. They went to the Island of Life. They met the angel, like the first under Dawn Strider, good the good god. And she exalts orates. The special weapons I gave him, like Pyromal, that's from Critical Role and stuff. I basically pumped them up to the last level after that, and then they got the white orb from her. Plus, they got a stone of life, telling them that they would need it in the near future. I'm gonna continue because I'm almost done. Then they go back to Dawnguard Temple on the main island. On Dawnguard Island, which is it's the main island that we first visited. The temple is a ancient library. They had to fight a snake woman with like 6 arms, or 6 arms. I thought that would be a tougher fight, but they kill it right away again. They find, they all find books. Roger find a book of smut. I didn't go into detail because he didn't go into detail. So I said smut, so he has a porn book. Um, Lily found the book about the Great War with the gods of life and death. Finds out, finds the the sealing spell. Um, Also learns that there has to be a sacrifice of a good, like their alignment has to be good to be sacrificed for the spell to work. Um, and that there will be an indicate. I will give them an indication of when the spell can be used. Um, Milo actually found a book about the old ones, which is I have plans for this to be sprawling against 4 campaigns, 8 leading up to one big thing happening. Um, but the old ones is a like a prelude to everything. Like, um, in the book, they saw the hand that the master was using, and it's the hand of the old one, and it has time, space, and manipulation. They also learned back in town that 6 months has gone by. So this is where I explained how they lost 6 months. This is basically a time skip. So, um, after that, they go back to town and get ready to go back to the main island, or main continent, and that's where we leave off.